Hello, Chiefs Kingdom. We are officially in the final stretch, and things are busy behind the scenes. Nobody expected this, and it got the fans excited. This Thursday, the Chiefs just made an important change to the roster that could shake things up for the big game. There are only 10 days left until the big matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles on February 9th at the New Orleans Superdome, with the chance to secure a historic third championship. Man, I am very confident that we have everything to take this title. We have the best on our side. There is no way we can go wrong. I am counting down the days until I come and bring you the news that we are champions of another Super Bowl. If you also believe that this can happen, click the like button hard and if possible comment below. Let's go Chiefs! Chiefs are in my heart! Let's get straight to the point. Just ahead of the matchup, NFL insider Aaron Wilson had some big news. Wide receiver Sky Moore was designated for return from injured reserve and returned to practice Thursday, albeit in a limited capacity. Now, Moore hasn't played since October due to an abdominal injury, and let's be honest, his impact this season has been minimal, with 0 catches on 3 targets before landing on IR. But Chiefs fans, we know what he's capable of. Remember Super Bowl 57? He came up with a big touchdown in our 38-35 win over the Eagles. Could he be an unexpected X-factor again? Along with Moore, offensive tackle Jawan Taylor has also been limited in practice, which is worth keeping an eye on as we get closer to game day. Protecting Patrick Mahomes against the Eagles' aggressive pressure will be crucial, and Taylor's status could make a big difference in how the offensive line holds up. The Chiefs now enter Super Bowl 59 as slight 1.5-point favorites over the Eagles, according to ESPN BET. But let's be real, this game is going to be a battle. Philly is hungry for revenge, and Kansas City is chasing history. Bringing back Moore could add some extra depth to the receiving core, which has been a question mark all season. So what do you think, Chiefs fans? Could Sky Moore have a surprise impact in the Super Bowl, or do you think his return won't make much of a difference? There have been some rumors about a possible change at left tackle, with some fans wondering if the Chiefs might turn to DJ Humphries instead of Joe Thuney. But head coach Andy Reid put that speculation to rest when he spoke to reporters on Thursday. His message? The lineup won't change. Thuney will stay at left tackle, and Mike Caliendo will remain at left guard. Now, some concerns have been raised about this decision, especially with Eagles All-Pro defensive tackle Jalen Carter lining up against Kansas City's offensive line. But it's important to note that Carter primarily plays left on the Eagles' defensive line, meaning he'll be lined up against the Chiefs' right side instead of Caliendo. That's definitely something to keep in mind as we analyze this matchup. As for Thuney, he's been solid since taking over the left tackle role in Week 15. Yes, he gave up 3 pressures against the Texans in the divisional round, but he bounced back big against Buffalo in the AFC Championship, finishing the game without allowing a single pressure. That's the kind of performance you want from a guy protecting Patrick Mahomes on the biggest stage. Coach Reid also talked about how difficult it is to play the position. He mentioned how being a tackle is a lonely job since you don't always have extra help, and it takes a special player to handle that kind of pressure. But according to Reid, Thuney has everything it takes to be successful: athleticism, mental toughness, and the ability to adjust under pressure. So, Chiefs fans, what do you think? Are you on board with keeping Thuney at left tackle, or would you like to see Humphries get a chance? Now for the question Chiefs fans want to know. Could Travis Kelce actually be cut by the Chiefs? Yes, you heard me right. Some reports are now floating the idea that Kansas City could be moving on from the greatest tight end in franchise history, despite being on the verge of a historic three-peat. Let's be clear, this isn't about playoff performance. We all know Kelce delivers when it matters most. But at 35 years old, and with a huge $19.8 million salary cap hit in 2025, some analysts are wondering if the Chiefs will make a tough business decision. Pro Football Network's Ben Rolfe even called Kelce a legitimate cut candidate, noting that his yards per reception have steadily declined, from over 12 yards per catch in previous seasons to just 8.5 in 2024. Bleacher Report also listed him as a biggest potential salary cap hit, noting that the Chiefs could save $17.25 million if they moved on. Now, let's be real, cutting Kelce sounds crazy, but here's the thing, Kelce himself has been open about life after football. He's built a massive brand outside of the NFL with endorsements, TV deals, and of course, his relationship with Taylor Swift. Retirement isn't out of the question. But would the Chiefs really push him out? That's where things get complicated. The front office knows how valuable Kelce is, not just as a player, but as Patrick Mahomes' most reliable weapon. And let's be honest, if there's a way to restructure his deal instead of releasing him, that seems like the real play here. So what do you think, Chiefs fans? Can you see Kansas City moving on from Kelce? Or will they find a way to keep him around for another run? We all know Patrick Mahomes is the heart of this team, but a big reason for the Chiefs' success has been a dominant offensive line. The problem? That offensive line is about to get very expensive. ESPN's Bill Barnwell recently broke it down. Center Creed Humphrey got a massive 4-year, $72 million extension last August. Joe Thuney is entering the final year of his 5-year, $80 million deal. And right tackle Jawan Taylor? He's still stuck with 1 year of guaranteed money remaining on his contract. That's a lot of money already sitting in the trenches. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Guard Trey Smith just made his first Pro Bowl and is set to become a free agent. Will the Chiefs give him a big payday, too? That would mean locking up 4 offensive linemen to big contracts, a rarity in today's NFL. Barnwell even suggested the Chiefs could look to the draft for a cheaper replacement instead of paying Smith. It's a tough call, and Kansas City will have to balance protecting Mahomes while managing the salary cap. So what do you think, Chiefs fans? Should the team pay to keep this elite O-line together, or should they save that money for other positions? The Philadelphia Eagles just released some major news that could throw a wrench in the Chiefs' Super Bowl preparations. According to PHLY's Zach Berman, the Eagles have officially opened the practice window for veteran pass rusher Brandon Graham, who has been on injured reserve since Week 12 with a torn triceps. Now, it's unclear whether Graham will be ready for the Super Bowl, but the fact that he's even being considered is something the Chiefs need to be aware of. Here's why it matters. Even without Graham, the Eagles' defensive line has been doing its thing. Second-year pass rusher Nolan Smith has been a standout performer, racking up 7 sacks in just 8 games, including 4 in the playoffs. Add that to a unit that already features Haason Reddick, Josh Sweat, and Jalen Carter, and you're looking at one of the most dangerous pass rushes in the league. Now, if Graham returns, that's another elite weapon in the Eagles' arsenal. For the Chiefs, that means Patrick Mahomes and the offensive line will need to be at their best. Joe Thuney and Mike Caliendo will have their hands full against this deep Eagles front line, and we know that the key to stopping Mahomes has always been pressure. But let's be real, Andy Reid and Mahomes have faced elite defenses before and found ways to win. Whether it's quick passes, extra blockers, or Mahomes just working his magic, you can bet the Chiefs will have a plan. Now, the big question, will Graham actually be ready? Coming back from a torn triceps is no easy feat, and at 36, he's not exactly a young player anymore. Even if he does play, he may not be 100%. But the Chiefs now have to prepare for the possibility, and that in itself makes things more complicated. So, what do you think, Chiefs fans? Does Graham's potential return concern you, or do you believe Mahomes and this offense can handle anything Philadelphia throws at them? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the latest Chiefs updates. We're almost there. Let's bring home that 3-peat. Go Chiefs!